Okay, let's talk about something pretty radical. What if you could build some serious wealth without a budget, without needing superhuman discipline, and without earning a massive paycheck? Well, that is the incredible promise of David Bach's The Automatic Millionaire. And today, we're going to break down exactly how this powerful system works. I mean, really think about this for a second. What if building a seven-figure net worth could be just as effortless as, say, your Netflix subscription? It's a pretty wild question, right? Especially when so many of us feel like we're just trying to keep our heads above water financially, living paycheck to paycheck. But the system in this book says it's not only possible, it's actually pretty simple. No, to really get why this idea is such a game changer, you have to understand the problem it's trying to solve. Just look at this number. Between the years 2000 and 2002, the U.S. stock market lost a jaw-dropping $6.9 trillion. For millions and millions of people, that dream of a comfy retirement, it just vanished. Poof, gone. And it's not just about market crashes. The day-to-day reality is pretty stark too. Nearly 1 out of every 5 Americans, we're talking 60 million people, has zero savings. Zilch, nada. This isn't just a small problem for a few folks. It's a huge financial crisis that leaves so many people feeling stressed out and totally hopeless. Okay, so things can look a little bleak, but what if the conventional wisdom is just wrong? What if the real path to financial freedom isn't about picking complex stocks or, depriving yourself of everything you enjoy? That's the exact question David Bach asks right before he introduces us to a couple who somehow cracked the code. So let me introduce you to Jim and Sue McIntyre. Just look at these stats. They are a completely normal, everyday couple, a utility manager and a beautician. And get this, they never earned more than about $54,000 a year combined. And yet, they retired at age 52 with a net worth of almost $2 million. I mean, how on earth is that even possible? This comparison right here gets to the absolute heart of the matter. On one side, you've got the person who looks rich. You know the type, the fancy car, the giant house. But underneath it all, they're often drowning in debt. And on the other side, you have someone like Jim McIntyre. No flash, no bling, but completely debt-free and genuinely wealthy. It's a powerful lesson. Real wealth isn't what you show off, it's what you actually keep. So, what was their big secret? A lottery win? Some massive inheritance? Nope. As Jim McIntyre himself put it, the only thing they inherited was knowledge. Just a few simple, common-sense rules that they actually stuck to. Their success wasn't about getting lucky. It was about having a system. So what's the first rule in this system? Well, it's a big one. It starts by basically destroying the single most common piece of financial advice you have ever heard. That's right, forget the budget. According to Bach, budgeting is like a super strict diet. It's all about deprivation and tracking every single little penny. It's tedious, it causes arguments, and you know what? For most people, it's pretty much designed to fail because it just goes against our human nature. Nobody wants to feel that controlled. So if you're not going to budget, then what are you supposed to do? Well, the answer is a simple but really powerful shift in your mindset. Pay yourself first. See, most of us get our paycheck, then we pay the landlord, the credit card company, the government, and then we hope there's something left for ourselves. This flips that whole script. You start treating your savings like it's the most important bill you have to pay, period. Okay, so we're going to pay ourselves first. Love it. But where does that money actually come from? Especially if you feel like you're already stretched pretty thin. Well, this brings us to the second big myth, the idea that you need a huge income to build wealth. And this is where Bach's most famous concept of all comes into play, the Latte Factor. The Latte Factor challenges you to answer this one simple question. We all have these small, daily expenses, right? Things we buy without even thinking about it. A fancy coffee, a snack from the vending machine, bottled water. We kind of just dismiss them as no big deal, but they're really like a slow, steady leak in our financial future. So, here's the classic example from the book, a latte and a muffin. Total cost, $5. It seems so small, right? Just a little daily treat. But what if that $5 wasn't just $5? What if it was actually a seed that could grow into your future fortune? And this is where things get kind of mind-blowing. If you took that same $5 a day and invested it, earning a pretty standard 10% annual return, in just 10 years, it would grow to over $30,000. All of a sudden, that small habit has a very, very real cost. But it doesn't stop there. This is the crazy part. Over 40 years, that same $5 a day, that single latte and muffin, grows to nearly $1 million. This isn't a trick. This is the raw, incredible power of compound interest, where your money starts making its own money. It just proves you don't need a windfall to get rich. You just need to be consistent over a long time. This whole concept got so popular it was featured everywhere. And this quote from People magazine just sums it up perfectly. It's not really about giving up coffee. It's about recognizing the hidden financial power we all have in our small, everyday choices. All right, so we have the 2 core principles down. Pay yourself first and find your latte factor. But there's one final crucial piece that ties it all together. This is the one step that makes this entire system work, like, without fail. The most important part is this: make it automatic. The secret of the McIntyres wasn't that they had some kind of superhuman discipline. Not at all. It's that they removed discipline from the equation entirely. They set up a system where their money was saved and invested for them before they could ever touch it or even be tempted to spend it. And here's why automating your savings into a pre-tax retirement account, like a 401k, is just so powerful. It's like a superpower. So normally if you earn $1, you pay taxes first, let's say 30 cents, and you only get to invest the 70 cents that are left. But with a pre-tax plan, you invest the entire dollar before taxes are even touched. You start with more money working for you from day one, which just turbocharges your growth. And this is the real beauty of the entire system. When it's automatic, you don't need discipline. You can't fight with your spouse over a budget that doesn't even exist. You absolutely guarantee that you pay yourself first. You are literally building wealth while you sleep. And maybe most importantly, you're protecting your money from your own worst enemy, yourself. So let's just end with this thought. You probably put in 40 hours a week, maybe more, working for your boss. The question is, how many hours are you putting in for the most important person in your life, the future you? By setting up a plan to automatically pay yourself first, you're making a decision that at least the first hour of every workday belongs to you. And that one simple decision, made just once, can absolutely change everything.